Welcome to World Prism. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon for more breaking updates. Beneath Afghanistan's rugged terrain lies a secret, one that could reshape not just the fate of a nation, but the balance of global power itself. Hidden under these mountains and valleys is a vast trove of minerals, estimated to be worth up to $3 trillion. This is not just a fortune, it's a potential game changer for the entire region. This isn't legend or rumor, it's a geological fact confirmed by extensive US and Afghan surveys over the past 2 decades. Teams of scientists and geologists have mapped the land, revealing deposits that could rival those of any mining powerhouse. These resources, copper, iron, lithium, and rare earth elements, are the backbone of the modern global economy. They're essential for everything from smartphones and electric cars to renewable energy and advanced weaponry. Yet for decades, Afghanistan has been seen only through the lens of war, conflict, and crisis. Its true potential has been overshadowed by images of destruction and hardship, leaving its mineral riches largely untapped. The discovery and development of these minerals could transform Afghanistan from an aid-dependent nation into a key player in global supply chains. It could mean new jobs, new infrastructure, and a new sense of hope for millions of Afghans. As Western forces withdrew, new players, especially China, saw opportunity where others saw only risk. Chinese companies and officials have moved quickly, negotiating deals and investing in mining projects that could secure their dominance in critical minerals. This mineral wealth could be Afghanistan's economic lifeline, funding roads, schools, and hospitals, and offering a path to self-sufficiency. For local communities, it could mean a future built on opportunity rather than conflict. The new great game isn't about military might, but about who will control the resources that power the 21st century. The stakes are higher than ever, as nations compete for access to the minerals that will shape the future. And in this contest, China stands ready, patient, strategic, and determined to seize what others have left behind, and perhaps to change the destiny of Afghanistan forever. Beneath Afghanistan's rugged mountains and arid plains lies a treasure trove of mineral riches, staggeringly diverse and largely untapped. The country is home to vast deposits of copper, iron, lithium, and rare earth elements, resources that are critical to the modern world. For decades, these minerals have remained hidden, overshadowed by conflict and instability, but their potential is now drawing global attention. The Hajigak iron deposit and Mes Aynak copper site are not just significant. They rank among the world's largest untapped reserves. These sites alone could transform Afghanistan into a major player in the global mining industry, attracting billions in investment and creating thousands of jobs, if developed responsibly. Lithium, the light metal powering everything from smartphones to electric vehicles, is vital for the batteries that drive the green energy transition. Afghanistan's lithium reserves are so vast that some experts have dubbed the country the Saudi Arabia of lithium, hinting at its potential to reshape the global energy landscape. Rare earth elements, essential for high-tech industries, renewable energy, and advanced defense systems, are also found in abundance beneath Afghan soil. These minerals are crucial for manufacturing everything from wind turbines and electric motors to smartphones and guided missiles. Currently, China dominates the global processing of rare earths, controlling the supply chains that feed the world's technology sectors. The discovery of new sources in Afghanistan has made the region a strategic priority for countries seeking to diversify away from Chinese control. These resources are about far more than profit. They're about national security, technological supremacy, and the balance of power in a rapidly changing world. Control over these minerals could determine which nations lead in innovation and defense. As Western nations hesitate, wary of instability and risk, countries with a higher risk appetite, like China, are moving in quickly, forging deals and establishing a foothold in Afghanistan's mining sector. International investors are watching closely, aware that the stakes are enormous. If Afghanistan's mineral wealth can be harnessed, it could reshape global supply chains, alter the balance of energy markets, and provide a new source of critical materials for the world's industries. The race is on for the elements that will define the future. Whoever controls these resources will help shape the next era of technological and economic power. China's interest in Afghanistan is a calculated extension of its Belt and Road Initiative, aiming to connect Asia, Africa, and Europe. Afghanistan's location and resources make it central to China's ambitions for regional stability and resource access. The China-Pakistan economic corridor, now extending into Afghanistan, pulls the country into China's economic orbit. For China, this means direct access to minerals and a more secure western border. Unlike the West's military-driven approach, China offers investment and infrastructure with few political strings. Beijing is willing to work with the Taliban, focusing on economic pragmatism over ideology. This strategy makes China an appealing partner for Afghanistan's isolated regime. Two sites, Mez-Aynak and Hajigak, are at the heart of China's Afghan ambitions. Mez-Aynak holds one of the world's largest copper deposits. Hajigak is a massive iron ore reserve. If developed, these mines could double Afghanistan's revenue and create thousands of jobs. Chinese companies secured rights to Mez-Aynak in 2008, but security and archaeological concerns stalled progress. With the Taliban back in power, talks to revive these projects have intensified. For the Taliban, these deals mean legitimacy and income. For China, they're proof of its Belt and Road strategy in action. These projects could turn Afghanistan's potential into real economic power. The path from mineral wealth to prosperity is riddled with challenges. Afghanistan's infrastructure is minimal. Remote mines need roads, power, and railways before extraction can begin. Security remains fragile, with threats from groups like ISK targeting foreign interests and projects. Political instability and lack of international recognition complicate contracts and investment. Sanctions and legal uncertainties make large-scale projects risky. There's also a shortage of skilled labor, forcing reliance on foreign expertise. Corruption, tribal politics, and land disputes add further risk. Building a local workforce and stable environment will take years. Even the most determined investors must tread carefully in this minefield. The United States was the first to reveal Afghanistan's immense mineral potential, conducting extensive geological surveys that mapped out vast reserves of copper, lithium, rare earths, and more. These discoveries, made decades ago, were seen as a possible foundation for Afghanistan's economic transformation and a cornerstone for American-led nation-building efforts. U.S. officials hoped that by unlocking these resources, Afghanistan could be set on a path towards stability and prosperity, reducing the appeal of conflict and extremism. However, persistent instability, security threats, and a lack of reliable infrastructure kept Western mining companies at bay. Despite the tantalizing promise of untapped wealth, the risks always outweighed the rewards. When the U.S. withdrew its troops in 2021, it marked the end of direct American involvement in Afghanistan's mineral sector, leaving behind abandoned projects and unfulfilled ambitions. From time to time, American leaders and policymakers still raise the idea of re-engaging with Afghanistan, pointing to the country's strategic location and the enormous economic value of its resources. They argue that renewed engagement could serve U.S. interests and help counter the influence of rival powers. Yet the reality on the ground makes a U.S. return highly improbable. The Taliban, now firmly in control, would fiercely resist any renewed American presence, while regional powers like China, Russia, and Iran would likely oppose U.S. involvement, seeing it as a threat to their own interests in Afghanistan. Meanwhile, the American public has grown weary of foreign interventions, especially after 2 decades of war in Afghanistan. There is little appetite for another costly and uncertain entanglement, and most Americans now prefer to focus on domestic priorities. As a result, the United States now watches from a distance as China and other regional players move in to capitalize on the resources that American geologists once discovered. Chinese companies are striking deals, building infrastructure, and extracting minerals, reshaping Afghanistan's economic future. The trillion-dollar opportunity that once seemed within America's grasp remains, but the U.S. is now just a distant observer, its flag fading from the Afghan landscape as new actors take center stage. Today, the story of Afghanistan's mineral wealth is being written by others, while America's ambitions linger only as a memory of what might have been. Why does China persist despite Afghanistan's daunting risks? The answer: strategic patience. China's state-led system allows it to invest for the long term, absorbing short-term setbacks for future gains. Securing copper, lithium, and rare earths is a generational prize. China's approach is incremental: small deals, relationship building, and slow expansion. This makes China indispensable to the Afghan regime, offering development where others offer isolation. For Afghanistan, Chinese investment could fund infrastructure and jobs, offering a path to stability. For China, the cost of walking away is higher than the risk of staying. If China's gamble pays off, it will reshape Afghanistan and cement Beijing's dominance in the region.